I seeded irises. When did I do it? Last year. It didn't bloom this year. The yellow iris. Came from the lake up north. I thought it was, I didn't know it was a flower. What was I thinking it was? A grass. I was thinking it was a grass. But anyway, it bloomed. It had seed heads. And now I have the plant, but it needs to be up potted in a taller pot. So I'm trying to find a pot that's a little taller than the pot that I'm taking it out of. This does not look to be taller. This is a bucket of clay soil that I saved. I'm digging clay out. When I'm building a new garden, I put garden soil in. And I used to throw the scraps anywhere I could find to throw it. I didn't want to reuse it. And then I started doing research on, could you make clay out of garden clay? And yes, you can make clay out of garden clay. It has to be washed a bunch of times. It's monotonous to keep washing it. So I did wash it, and then I put it in this container. And I was watching the pond guys, and they have a soil that's for their pond plants that's made up of a lot of clay. And of course other things. But the clay doesn't fall apart in the pond the way soil does. It retains the water, and it doesn't, it's not so powdery. So the pond stays cleaner if I use clay for my pond plants. I'm not going to fertilize because we're going into fall, but I could put time-release fertilizer in here. But yeah, so when I found out that clay could be used for pond plants and is actually a better choice, I was really happy I had saved some clay. I haven't made any clay out of this. I haven't washed it enough. But I am going to continue to save clay. Well, I'm going to have to turn you off. I can't hold the phone and this heavy pot. My shelves are full. So clay has a tendency to stick together, to stick to itself and hold moisture. So it's actually perfect for pond soil. So I've only done the recent pottings. That's the mother of the irises right here. She got a new pot. She's in clay. I don't know about the other ones. The ones that I started with when I got this year's pond plants from up north, I didn't know the trick to use clay. So I used compost, which is very nutrient rich, and the plants love it, but it has a tendency to just come out into the pond and make a muddy, darker pond. I was trying to get this with the rake yesterday, and I couldn't get it. I'll fill up the duck's pond. I stirred it up a little bit, but it's been very clear. I seen the fish this morning. Plants are very healthy. I'm super stoked about all these things coming back next year. This is a purple iris that has not bloomed in the pond, but it has bloomed in the garden. That grass blooms a white flower. The lily pads did decent, but they didn't bloom this year. May not be getting enough sun. I think I want to move this log to the other side. It's really heavy. I couldn't do it myself. I'm going to need help. So yeah, the pond looks great, and I'm really excited about next year's flowers. An iris seed ended up seeding around the pond, but that's not the only one. I took a couple of, I had to break that iris up into chunks when I repotted it because it was just too chunky. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have irises for sale. Oh my goodness, look! My favorite milkweed is blowing in the wind here. I got to get a bag and gather some seeds. I had a paper bag in here that I was using for the garlic seeds. So I have a bag of, I don't know what kind of milkweed that is. It's not the common milkweed. It's the fancier, tall, beautiful milkweed. So I raked the mulch up the sides to make it easier to get in and out. And there's 2 bricks inside the pond to make it easier for them to get out. When I first got it, they didn't really want anything to do with it. I think they couldn't get out. Now it looks like we just about have all 5 of them in there. So Sick Ducky's out here. And I just checked on him. He quacked at me. Did a little sneeze and he's fine. So tonight, if he's still doing fine, then he's done. He can stay outside. But if he's having problems, oh, that's the one with the bad butt. Ooh. That don't look good, Ducky. And that one's got a bad butt. Off and on, it gets a little better and then it gets worse. But it's been better. The articles that I read about this condition says if the duck doesn't get better that you should put him down. And she's not getting better and I can't put her down. I'll change her treatment though. Lemongrass kills Candina and I'm pretty sure that's her issue. So I'll just up the lemongrass in her water, lemongrass tea.